Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about Imperial Delivery. So fried fish requires 2 deep frying oil which we can buy from the cooking vendor, 2 dried fish which we can get from some Velia nodes, and some flour which we can make from grain. You can either use any one of these really. I personally use wheat to make flour and then dough for other things as well. Okay, so let me show you where those things are. So in Velia, you can just get some of these islands here, and these nodes, you can get some fish. You can get as many as you like, and then from Velia, you can get all this fish. Now you do get quite a lot of fish to go through, so it should level you up quite quick, really, making fried fish. I personally use wheat, which I get from outside Hydel here. These two. And then to get your deep frying oil, you just need to go in Hydel in this talk to this guy. Deep frying oil.
Welcome to the go.
Okay, so next up is omelette. Omelette requires 4 different things. Firstly, eggs, then olive oil and salt, which can both be bought from the cooking vendor that I showed you a minute ago, and also grain, which I also showed you a minute ago, but I'll show you again. So let's show you where you can get eggs from. These are just outside Velia, where you'd also get your chicken meat. So chicken meat and egg. Chicken meat you can use to feed your workers, and a byproduct is egg as well. Fantastic. Right, and next is the grain, which again I use wheat, which I get from these 2 locations here, as I mentioned before. Okay, also in skilled is honey wine. Honey wine's a little bit trickier to make. So you start off by making the essence of liquor, which requires flour, which is where I showed you before where to get wheat and potato, fruit and leavening agent. Leavening agent is bought from the cooking vendor, and fruit, well, you've got a choice. You can just buy strawberries. Personally, I use grapes, which you can get from just outside Olvia, from this node here, and it's directly outside that one, Castor Farm. What else do we need? Honey, which you can get from just outside Hydel, from this farm, honey. And mineral water and sugar, which can both be bought from the cooking vendor also.
Whatever it is.
And that would make
like
honey wine. 60 of those goes into a skilled cooking box for 200k. Okay, so we made so much fried fish that we're now artisan cooking. But we don't want to have to redo all of our nodes just to sort of start making something else. So you can actually start making coconut fried fish. Now I really recommend using coconut for this, maybe after you've built the inferior boats. But it's a great node, and it will help you get a bit of extra money. 400k for 36 fried fish, as opposed to 90 fried fish for the standard one. So normal fried fish required flour, 2 dried fish, 2 deep frying oil. This requires 4 deep frying oil, 2 dried fish still, but this time I need 3 dough, 2 egg and 3 coconut. Now the egg I showed you where to get from before. This is also probably a substitute for omelette as well, so instead of making fried fish and omelette you could just make this. So dough is just made from our flour, which we get from our grain, and mineral water. Dried fish you know where to get, so coconut's the only thing that's new here, and I'll show you where they get that now. That is all the way over in Valencia. So Valencia is just here, and we've got around the area over here. On the far side of the map we've got this palm forest, and these 2 locations here give you coconut as a byproduct, as well as palm timber and a palm plank. Now I get those sent to Valencia from a worker there. So I've got a little stockpile currently, and I've got a alt based there, which you can just place those in the warehouse and get them sent across, or you can transport them, whatever you want to do best. Okay, so finally we're going to talk about Honeycomb Cookie. This is what I spend most of the time making these days, assuming I have enough ingredients. The one thing it does go for a lot of is honey, so we won't be making any more honey wine or anything else that requires honey, because we want to use it all for cookies. As we know, honey we can get from the node, Eggs we can get from the node, and dough we can get from the nodes, but the only thing here that you can't get from them is milk. So I'm going to show a little video now of me going through a dairy farm. I was having to use gathering to acquire milk. It's now a guild quest as well, so you can use that as part of one of your guild activity. Get some milk and you can get 550k from 18 cookies. And if you've got a good cooking mastery at this point as well, then you're going to get an extra bonus from that as well, which is great. So that's honeycomb cookies. Right, so I just wanted to show you what I use for cooking and my gear and everything and the items I use. So I've got the +3 cooking gear, the outfit. I've just ate some food and potions and that just to boost up my cooking speed, and also use my alchemy stone as well. Most of this stuff you get from events all the time. So we're going to go into honeycomb cookie. You're going to use these ingredients already on there because it stays the same. And I get a less than, or just about 1 second cooking time, which is the lowest you can get currently. Okay, so now we're going to do the packing. With the cookies, the crispy cookies, you only have to put 6 in a box because they're a higher tier item, whereas the normal cookies have 18 in a box. So for example, if you had 60 in a box for the normal item, then the higher tier item would only be 20. It's always 1/3 basically. So we're going to do it now. Because of the items I had before, my weight is quite high, so I can pack about 30 boxes into the weight. However, when they wear out, you normally only do about 20 at a time, so it does take a little while to work your way through all the stock. Definitely sent to watch TV whilst doing. Okay, so now that we've packed all of our boxes, now it's time to sell. This can be quite a long process as master boxes are popular, they do sell out quickly. However, they reset every 3 hours, normally at 12 o'clock, then 3, 6, 9, carries on like that. After maintenance is also a good time to strike as well. So good luck, I hope this has been helpful, and if you have any questions just let me know.